you gonna call? I know.
What's up, you two?
Somebody in a suit knock on your door right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who you gonna call?
Definitely not the Ghostbusters.
I know, Ali and Polight. You got to call in maybe 45 times before you get a return message back.
God damn.
By then,
You heard it. You gotta call them 45 times before you get a return message.
somebody in a suit knock on your door right now. Who you gonna call?
Mm-hmm.
I know, Ali and Polight. You got to call in maybe 45 times before you get a return message back.
God damn, Polight.
By then, you already Guantanamo Bay somewhere.
Shame TV East Watch.
Already going somewhere.
Shame TV East Watch. Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to be at odds with the brother.
Enqi said he never wanted to be at odds with you.
Common sense tells you that.
Common sense tells you that.
Funding for most of the early events.
I didn't even know that. Enqi was helping you with the funding, Polight? We never heard about that shit.
I believed in him just like everybody else.
You heard him.
And not just in an ideology sort of sense. You know, that street your fans. You wanted it too? You know, I got you, son. With my wallet.
With his wallet.
Yo, if you need something, let me know. You know, we can sit down and talk about it as long as I get back my money and, you know, I'm here to make sure the movement goes forward.
That's how he rolls, though. So no one's surprised right now. Anybody that's surprised by Polight right now, you the problem.
Enough.
Fuck all that, Enqi. Let's get to the meat of this shit. Because Enqi like the bullshit talk, too. I think he like hearing himself talk.
But I left New Covenant.
He left New Covenant.
The same way I left the ISIS community.
I'm going to stop right there. He left New Covenant the same way he left the ISIS community. And he left the ISIS community on the premises that it was a scam. That everything about it was fraudulent. Everything. Yes, he said ISIS, Tasha. He left the ISIS community that was started by Ali Muhammad. Okay? He left that for Polight and found out Polight was just as fraudulent as Ali Muhammad.
Shame.
Now, the reason why I'm doing this live stream this morning, guys, it's a storm over here. I would poke out the window and show y'all. I might not be able to keep y'all long because this is going to go in and out. But the reason why I'm doing this shit right here, guys, is because I woke up this morning, threw my kids. I have to work today. So I threw my kids on the bus, let them go do their thing. I was here with my lady before she left. We were chilling out, doing grown people stuff, hanging around together. And I caught Kev, my phone beeped, and it was Kev going live. And so I'm listening to him. Matter of fact, because his phone beeped when she was getting ready to leave, because I was on the phone with my sister trying to get this t-shirt shit ready in the next couple of days. Because by Friday, I want you guys to be able to order shirts from me by this coming Friday. So anyway, that's why I haven't been up here so much, guys. But let me continue. I digress, excuse me. So anyways, I'm listening to him and I'm listening to this shit. Now, mind you guys, I'm not a Christian. I do not subscribe to the God of the Bible because there's different ones in there. As far as I'm concerned, I have no idea. But what I do know and what I have said before is I don't care who messes with the Bible. If you're a black person and you live for freedom, justice, and equality for black people, we're together. We're on the same page. We're not apart. And I also respect the Bible because the Bible has a lot of proverbs in it that can be applied to your everyday life. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with God and the Jesus and none of that. The Bible has enough information that one can apply to their everyday life and be successful with it. So that's that. And lastly, third, the most important of all of that is that there are brothers and sisters who are still in the Bible and still read the Bible. So just out of sheer respect, I wouldn't just disrespect them like that. Just out of respect, I wouldn't do that. But this arrogant fucker right here, he has no respect. He doesn't know what that shit means. Everything he does is a lie and is fraudulent. What the fuck does he know about respect?
Shame.
Now,
Shame.
The dude Lex says something that was very telling. Kev picked up on it. I know everyone else picked up on it. That was very telling. And it was this. Accountability. Now we have Sa-Netta who hung with this dude. Sa-Netta hung with this dude. Okay? And called him a scam artist and a liar. And he actually said that everything Polight says in his whole life is a lie. That's what Sa-Netta said.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Minister Enki. What up, Ra? Minister Enki, who is currently hanging with Polight, came out and said that Polight, whole New Covenant organization, is fraudulent. And he also came out and said that Polight especially is making a living off of selling black people back into bondage.
Shame.
Okay?
Shame.
Young Pharaoh came out and accused Polight of being a scam artist. Young Pharaoh had to go through Sa-Netta to get his money back from Polight after he invested in Polight's business and had no returns whatsoever. So I'm not gonna go on to the rest of the witnesses with personal firsthand knowledge and or victims that you scammed. I'm just gonna use those three people. Those three people are around you. Those three people know you. Those three people have done business with you in some sort of fashion. So they can speak directly to you in your business practices. They can speak directly to you. Enqi especially can speak directly to you because he's still running around swinging from your dick hairs.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Okay? So accountability is what was brought up. And it seems that this person named Polight will find every reason in the world to talk about people making videos about him, except the reasons that people are making videos about him.
Shame. Shame.
You could make fucking live streams. You could have goofball niggas like Michael, whoever that guy is, I really don't know him, up there. And you could fucking talk about why people are making videos about you, except the actual reason why people are making videos about you. Nigga, people are making videos about you, nigga, because you are scamming people and have not answered for it. There is no other reason or nothing else to say. You could say whatever you want about Kev. When you start answering questions to what's going on and you start saying why this was happening and thus and so, Kev Gills will have no reason to make a video because he'll have no material or nothing to make a video about you. You can start talking about all these different people springing up, making different factions springing up, making videos about you. Nigga, I know who you talking about and you know who you talking about. And motherfucker, you get people's pages taken down. You and Sa-Netta then go up there and play the fucking victim. That right there is why I won't leave you alone.
Shame. Shame.
That one reason for you to go running YouTube and try to get people's pages taken down because we fucking sharing information about you, factual information. Niggas not making shit up about you out of thin air. factual information that we choose to show about you, and you choose to go and get on and go tell fucking YouTube bitch nigga, fuck you, man. Like, no, yeah, I'm gonna keep making videos about you. And the fact of it all is you still have yet to address what the fuck has been going on. Now, all this time, we've been sitting here going through this shit with you, and we still have yet to hear you say your name, and we have still yet to hear you one time address the people who have coming out and said that, yo, I have emails and records, detailed records of transactions between Polight and me using PayPal as a means of business, and you have yet to come out and address that shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? Stop trying to compare yourself to other rich people that go through certain problems. First off, nigga, you're not rich. You live life on the hustle. Everything you do says to me, this person lives life on the hustle. Everything you do says to me that this person is a fraud and would say anything to get any type of outcome that he feels is beneficial to him. Yes, most definitely.
Shame. Shame.
Okay? Yes, Tasha Pope, I am riding that nigga like a thoroughbred. I'm gonna ride his ass into the fucking ground. Because Polight, you have a big problem, like I said, with motherfuckers being specific. And Enqi specifically said that you were living off of selling black people into bondage. People, we have to examine what the fuck does that actually mean? What is Enqi trying to convey to us? Let's go to Enqi himself to see what it is that Enqi was trying to convey to us. Because I can say it. I can say, hey, say the things that Enqi said, but I'd rather hear the things come from Minister Enki himself. So here we go.
I was a law master in the high school. Ali Muhammad's community.
That's right.
Or was before that went under, or whatever the status of that is right now.
It went
as
under.
a law master, I ran into problems, and then I began to be crucified in that organization because I didn't want to take part in what I saw as fraud.
That's right.
And when I began to see the exact same behavior in the New Covenant,
the exact same behavior in New Covenant, he had to walk away again.
I had to walk away again. The exact same behavior in the New Covenant, I had to walk away again.
And this is your man. This is a nigga that stands beside Polight right now. This is the nigga that's sitting in Polight's rentals and not telling people that they're rentals when he can easily tell people, yo, this nigga Polight's full of shit. Them fucking cars is rental, nigga. That fucking crib he live in is a timeshare. I know it for a fact. And Polight would be done like he is now.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, man. Self-examination is always the key, Tasha. But that's when people are being honest. Like self-examination comes, and checking your fucking self comes when you're being honest with yourself. When you have an individual who's not being honest with himself, and an individual whose whole platform is dishonesty, I'm going to give it to you like this. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. Yo, millionaires don't run 30, 40,000 subscriber page YouTube pages.
Shame. Shame.
They just don't do it. Okay? They got real money to make on real levels. They're not running around doing that shit. They're not, real millionaires don't run around begging people for lawyer money. It don't happen that way. Okay? And you definitely can't be a scam artist, Tasha. You damn right. You definitely can't be a scam artist and a righteous man at the same time. Now, that's just oxymoronic. You cannot run around saying that you are a pious, righteous individual and that you're here for the people, but then you turn around and fucking scam people, and then after you are addressed about scamming people, you call them haters and animals.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Only a fucking scam artist asshole would, in one breath, beg people for money for an attorney. You asking people for money for an attorney and then turn right around and go rent a fucking i8 BMW in front of people and act like that's your car. What happened to all the shit that was going on? This is where you keep falling into problems with people, Polight. You're not addressing shit. You're not addressing shit. And then you're turning around and you're compounding your problems that you have with people. You're compounding them how? You're compounding your problems by motherfucking going out here and renting flashy cars and trying to get people to think that they're your cars. First of all, that right there gets a shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Just for you trying to front like those cars are yours and you're over the age of 21 and you're still doing that bullshit, something's wrong with you, nigga. Something's wrong with you, nigga. Because a smart nigga would have went out there and bought a nice, decent whip in a decent year and just rocked that car. So I ain't got to worry about trying to switch up on niggas. I already got me a nice Benz, or already got me a nice fucking coupe or whatever. Like, that's what real niggas would have done. But you such a fucking idiot, and you run your mouth so much, and you told everybody so much cool shit about you. So much cool shit about you that now when it's time for us to check this cool shit, you don't have any of this cool shit, and you gotta invent this cool shit. Yeah, Tasha. Listen, Tasha. Any fucking person that claims that they gonna fucking be this, that, and the third for the people. They here for the people. They're here because black people have been fucked over enough. So they feel like, yo, I'ma still live my life every day, maintaining my family and my own personal goals, but I'm gonna also make time that I give to black people specifically because they need it and we need it. Okay, that type of person is going to live a certain type of lifestyle. That type of person is going to do certain things and they will be identifiable. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the chat. Please give me a like when you come.
Shame. Shame.
You can find people out here right now who don't make $1 million a year. You can find people who don't make $90,000 a year. You can find people who don't make 40, and they still work and they pay their little bills and they still donate their time, energy to identifiable projects. Now let's say that one more time. Identifiable projects, meaning projects that you can be identified for either starting or being involved in. Where's Polight's identifiable projects?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Can anybody list one project other than scamming and being a fraud that Polight is identified for?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yo, you went on. You had that brother Lex on your show last night because you thought you was going to be able to manipulate that show. Polight, you thought you could manipulate that show, and it didn't happen that way. And yet again, you're making yourself look way worse than you already did. You're making yourself look worse. Every time you run your mouth about people, running yo, you're right, Tasha. He thought he was going to maneuver Lex and handle that nigga. He thought he was going to handle him. But what Polight's not understanding, y'all, is that he's finished. Everybody knows you're done. Like, y'all, there's all that fast talking and slick talking and shit that you was doing before. Anytime people hear you talk now, we assume you full of shit. So Lex was just sitting there letting you talk. Did y'all listen and see how, did y'all notice how that motherfucker, how Lex was just sitting there letting Polight talk, yo? I told y'all, man, that's how you get this nigga, man. You get him by letting him run his mouth, and then you take out the specific definitive statements that he made and you attack them shits. That's all. That's all you do is attack them shit. When he starts running his fucking mouth, you let him talk. Listen to what up, Tiff? Listen to what he says.
Shame.
Make sure you listen, and then that's all you need. Why do you think I can make videos about these dudes every day? At one point, remember on Derek Jones Talks, I used to make videos every day? Because it's easy. All you gotta do is just let them talk. All I need is 5 minutes. Hold on. Let me see who this is. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I was looking for Tia.
She's not in. She's at work right now.
Tell her how about drop that thing off by the house, her uncle.
Oh, she gonna know what you're talking about?
Yeah, that thing to put it on there.
Okay. I'll be talking to her probably in a couple minutes anyway, so I'll let her know.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me get a shame going in here.
Shame.
But yeah, all you have to do is let him talk, yo.
Shame.
You ain't gotta add nothing to it. You ain't gotta go through no motions. Just let that nigga talk for about 5 good minutes. 5 minutes. That's all you need. And you could, boom, hit him. Do videos about him. And so another point that we need to address real quick, guys, is this whole Enqi shit. We need to address how the fuck is Enqi hanging with this nigga and thinking nobody gonna say nothing?
Shame.
I don't know why he thinks that he can do that shit and nobody's gonna say shit to him. Nigga, you the one who gave me the information about Polight. You gave me this fucking information about him. You the one who told the world that Polight's New Covenant organization was a scam and fraudulent organization like Ali Muhammad's. That you had to leave because it was fraudulent. When did it change?
Shame.
When did Polight go from being a fraudulent organization to becoming an upright business? Yeah, he getting in where he fit in. That's the only thing he can do. He better have a short memory. When he's around Polight, he got a short memory. Because when he's around Sonetta, he got a short memory. Okay, that's where them short memories and shit come from, when he's around Polight and Sonetta and them niggas, and he's letting them niggas live. That's all he is, yo. That's all he does. That's it. But I want to know, when did Polight change? Because Enqi said that Polight's organization was corrupt. Okay, that's fine. You said it. It's out there. It's into the Akashic records now. It's gone. You done said that shit. It's gone. Now, when did Polight change from being a corrupted organization into a righteous organization? Because Enqi, 1 + 1 = 2, not 44. So, my nigga, if you said Polight's organization was corrupt, so corrupt that you had to leave it. Now you're with Polight, exactly, everywhere. Now we like to know, for the record, Enqi, when did Polight go from being a corrupt organization to being a righteous one? And when did he address it?
Shame. Shame.
When did he address this? When did Polight or any of his 1,000 wives that he claims he has, and all these wives and all, what type of ugly ass fucker got all these wives? But anyway, all these wives that he claims that he says that he has, when did or Polight or them in unison as a group come out and say, listen, we have been scamming people, we have been shameful fucks and taking advantage of people and taking their money and we've been doing all this shit, but as of this day, such and such day, 20 such and such, we're going to stop doing that, and from henceforth we will be a righteous organization. When the fuck did that happen?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Because if that did not happen, Enqi, you just told on yourself. You ain't just telling on Polight. Listen, we already know that Monster is a scumbag. Okay? This ain't nothing new. We already know Monster full of shit. What we're surprised about, Enqi, is you. Because you used to be Triple Gene Splice guy. And did Polight, let me ask this question, yo, to the chat, to everybody, just to the air. Did Polight mysteriously become okay with you, Enqi, when he started telling that you were stealing laptops?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
What's up, Misfits TV? It's good. Yeah. Did Enqi, so did Polight become cool again when you allegedly stole laptops from him and information and things and property out of his own? That him and Sinetta went out on YouTube TV and said that you did?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Is that when it changed? Allegedly, right. Because something had, listen guys, there has to be a point where something happened. You see what I mean? There had to be some sort of point where something changed or went a different direction. And that's all we want to know. We just want to know, Enqi, when did Polight change from being a corrupt person to being a not corrupt person? Because we don't ever remember him addressing any of the corruption that he's done. Even up to right now, he hasn't.
Shame.
Even
Shame.
up to right now, he hasn't addressed
Shame.
all the corrupt shit that he's been doing. Neither has any of his caseworkers or administrators or anyone else.
Shame. Shame.
I
Shame.
think Enqi got money to shut the fuck up. And I think that Enqi is a lot more frugal than Polight. I think that Enqi is a lot more humble and patient with what little money he did get from fucking with Polight. So I think Enqi kind of okay, but Enqi still needs to ride the Polight wave to maintain. You know what I'm saying? He still needs to go along with Polight and whatever Polight does, because he's feeling that Polight is going to make a way for everybody. But dog, that ship is fucking sinking, G.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
That fucking shit, Polight is done, nigga. We know that you move every 4 to 5 months, which means, yo, you live in timeshares. That nigga in a timeshare mansion.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Enqi packing it as we speak. Tasha said Enqi packing up as we speak. Enqi ass is packing up right now, yo. Yo, them niggas staying in timeshares and renting exotic cars, nigga. Ain't nobody dumb, yo. I already know. That's how I keep telling you, dog. I already know. I know that you could go to Hawaii, California, Florida, New York, and certain Texas, Dallas, Texas, certain places in this country, you can go and rent supercars like it's nothing, because people who make real money travel to Dallas for business. People who make real money and moves in the business world, they travel to California. People who make real money and business moves, they travel all the way to New York and Florida and shit like that. And while they're there, they don't want to bring their cars. So while they're there's agencies and companies set up where they can rent a Porsche for 2 weeks while they're in New York doing business. They could rent a Lamborghini while they're in Florida doing business. They could rent an i8 BMW while they're in California doing business.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So all major cities, you could go rent a flashy ass car for 2-3 weeks. Cause there's real millionaires who come in town and to do right. They provide cars for their girlfriends and shit like that. They'll rent her a brand new fucking Cadillac truck just for a week. Or they'll rent her a fucking Maserati to drive around for a week. Like, come on, dog. Like, you not fooling nobody with that shit. And why would you be a conscious nigga talking about that shit right now? With all the shit that we got going on, yo, why would you be talking about that timeshare game?
Shame. Shame.
This is sad, yo. But this week, guys, by this Friday, I'm aiming for Friday for everything to be complete so that you guys can come and order your shirts. The Shame TV East Watch shirt, Shame TV. Some got the Shame Bell. Calculated Shame. Oh, my calculated Shame givers. We will be calculating and then we will be giving shame out where it, need be placed. But right now we got a lot of shame on this brother named Enqi. And we want to know why Minister Enki has yet to come out and address one in blue. You know I got you, Tasha. You know I got you. Don't even worry about all that. It's the way I got it. I'm changing the companies that I was gonna go through before because this one is more feasible for me and it'll make sure that you guys get your shit within 5 days. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I want to do that. So I don't want you guys having to wait too long for your stuff. But I'll have when I get to because it'll be on a little I don't have no whole bunch of money, guys. I'm buffering. I told you, it's a storm over here. I already knew it was going to happen. It's a major storm over here. You should be feeling some of it, Tasha, because you on the East Coast. But it's a major storm out here in Virginia right now. So I'm probably going to shut this down in a couple minutes, y'all. But listen, I just want you guys to ask that question. Just ask the question. Yo, when the fuck did Polight change from being a corrupt organization? Because we don't remember him ever addressing that shit. And Enqi, you said that you left New Covenant because it was fraudulent information. It was fraudulent from top to bottom, just like a corporation, an organization that you had just left from. And then Enqi, you also said that Polight, especially Polight, was living off of. He didn't say that Polight was trying to. He didn't say that Polight sometimes. He said Polight. He said you making a living. That means all them gold belts, all them rented cars, all them rented timeshares, all them rented jewelry, all that rented hair, all that shit. You are making a living off of selling black people back into slavery. Minister Enki is not an idiot. So Minister Enki says that you're selling black people back into slavery. That's how you're living the way that you're living. So if that's the case, dog, that needs to be addressed. And how come Filthy Frank hasn't talked about this yet? Peace, Tom. How come Filthy Frank ain't talked about none of this yet? Where you at, Filthy Frankie?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
These fucking clowns gotta be out their fucking mind, man. These niggas is really out of their motherfucking minds, y'all. Like, they really think, you think that you gonna come out and say, Sinetta, you think you gonna come out and expose Polight and literally say on the airwaves that every single thing that Polight says about his life was a lie. You said that shit. Yet, you have yet to address what he was lying about, why he was lying, and continue to expose it all. And on top of it, you brought this nigga up in a fucking conversation about a reunion.
Shame. Shame.
How you gonna have a reunion with a
Shame.
nigga whose whole life is a lie, nigga? You just said that shit yourself. What you mean? Enqi, how the fuck is you gonna say that this nigga makes his whole living off of fucking black people over and selling them back into bondage, yet you doing business with him?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I remember that fucking call. Y'all remember when Polight got arrested? Y'all remember that shit. Y'all remember when the Nisut got arrested in front of the check cashing place in the middle of the night where most millionaires gather?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Y'all remember that shit? I ain't playing that today. I might do another video and I'll play it again. But y'all remember that arrest video of Polight? What happened that night? He was going to pick up money or pick something up from some bread up from his from the PayPal, from the check cashing place in the middle of the night where most millionaires gather. And he was doing this. Why? Because who had just sent him money?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Come on, y'all. Who sent him money that night that his girl, one of his girl, that him and his girl got arrested? Who sent him money? That's right. Stinky Enqi. That means Enqi. Since Polight never came out and addressed and showed when you went from fraudulent to not fraudulent, that means Enqi decided to cash in as well. That means Enqi said, fuck this shit. I'm broke as fuck. I'm going to go ahead and cash in with Polight and his fraudulent organization and get money that way. And that's what he did.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Is the sound good, guys, or is it still buffering? Because I'm planning on cutting this off at 40 minutes, which is in like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And I was going to cut it off there. But if it stopped buffering, okay, if it stopped buffering, I might go a couple minutes longer. Yeah. Yeah. Stinky Enqi. Minister Stinky fucking Enqi. That's who Polight called that night and got money sent to him throughout that whole PayPal shit, throughout that whole arrest shit. Enqi has been there behind the scenes. So that means, Enqi, you know that Polight's fucking people over right now. You know this shit. This is not no fucking maybe tomorrow he'll do it. You know right now that Polight is fucking people over, and you see her right there, Salima Bell. That's right. You see her. We're all here. You can talk that shit all you want, Polight, about these new, we got new groups coming out. Bitch, you know who you talking about. The nigga who caused so much problems you had to try to get my page snatched down. That's who you talking about, fuck nigga.
Shame. Shame.
Y'all don't like me.
Shame.
Enqi and them niggas don't like me. Yeah, he know that money's stopping. Yo, I try to tell y'all, he's living by the rule of fake it till you make it on top of a Ponzi scheme. So he's created this ultimate Ponzi scheme with these websites and these so-called products that he's selling people. So now you got the Ponzi scheme popping. You got all this shit going on, dog. And with bringing in money, but the heat is on you now. The heat is on you, and I ain't even talking about the law. You know what's worse than the law? I'm gonna give y'all something that's way worse than jail. You hear that?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
You hear that, Shane Bell? Do you hear that? That's way worse than
Shame.
jail.
Shame. Shame.
That's way worse than prison. That's worse than jail. Because, nigga, that shame bell, this right here, that follows you everywhere
Shame.
you go.
Shame. Shame.
The people know who you are now. The people know that you're a scam artist and a fraud. The people. Let me do it in my Bane voice. The people know, Polight, that you are a fraud. Now you have to come back to 136, do the rock away. Do the rock away. I lean back. I lean back. Or is that still there?
Shame.
Is Rockaway still there? Do you guys still got that place over there? Or do you got to find a whole new place to live? You sorry motherfucker. And Enqi, you just as sorry, and you way more sorry than that nigga because you know what he's doing. You know. Yeah, every time they ask for donations, we gonna hit shame in their chat. Shame. Why are you asking for donations when you just had to take the car off? Remember the interview he did? Let me take this car off of me. Nigga, you just had to take the car off of you. You should not. Why are you asking people for money, bitch? How the fuck is this nigga asking people for money, dog? You should be out once a month, Polight, with all the money you got, and you got an i8 BMW. Yeah, right. All the money that you claim you got, nigga, every month, one of your subscribers should be getting money. Yeah, oh my God, he gonna open a church. Oh my God, somebody say he gonna open a church. God damn.
Shame.
Hey, yo, it's enough. Listen, man, it's enough fuck pastors out here fucking niggas' wives and playing with little boys. That's the last thing Polight New Covenant ass need to do is open a church. Like, that shit is just, his New Covenant already failed. If he couldn't even get New Covenant to work, he ain't gonna get no goddamn church to work. Cause that Bible shooting thing, that's what I said, nigga like me, I could run a church all day because I don't disrespect the Bible. I just tell people that don't be telling me that this shit is some infallible word of God that was written by God. It wasn't. So that's all I be saying. But nigga, I still talk about Bible verses. Some of them are some of my favorite quotes in this world. Some Bible verses are my favorite quote in this world. Study to show thyself approved, a workman righteously dividing. Righteously dividing what? Dividing lies from fucking truth. So I ain't no Bible beater, I ain't no Christian, I ain't no Jesus lover or none of that shit. But I still respect it. I respect the red. When I see the red in the Bible, that dude was a righteous dude. Whether he be a character or a real person or not, that individual was a righteous dude and an example to be followed. Why the fuck would you shoot that shit up? But you're not gonna go get the law books that really trap your people every day and shoot them books up. You ain't gonna go to get these public education books that's lying to your people every day about their history, about their inventions, about their culture and everything. You're not gonna get that shit and shoot that shit up though. You a fucking asshole.
Shame.
And then you pull a dude on your show last night trying to run your motherfucking mouth. And trying to play him out like you did Pharaoh, and look what happened to you. This nigga kept his composure and said to you, yo, you brought a lot of this on yourself. And you even agreed, Polight. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? Since you agree with it, Enqi, what you going to do, Enqi? Because y'all fuck niggas rip my page now. But if you hadn't noticed, Shane TV, the videos, how they're creeping back up the way it was on Derek Jones Talks. Slowly but surely creeping back up. I'm proud of Lex too, Salima. I'm proud of him too because he held that nigga's feet to the fire. And that's it. Lex doesn't even have to do no follow-up videos. He ain't got to say shit else, yo. What he did and what he said, that was enough to keep that man foot to the fire saying, yo, bro, you up here basically claiming victimhood, but you did this shit. You brought this shit on yourself. Again, I'm going to say this one more time.
Shame. Shame.
We did not go looking for you, Polight. You came to us telling us all these cool things about yourself. So after you started saying all these cool things about yourself, there's people who started looking into the cool things you were saying about yourself, realizing that you were a liar and you were a fraud and most of those things that you were saying were not true at all and that you were just saying them to make yourself look good.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And so today, guys, we're going to put some accountability on Enqi. We're going to put some accountability on Enqi. And Salima, before I go and continue my point, that is a very good point that you made. It is easy for an egomaniac to start a cult. And I also say that because I say that that's true because I apply that to all things. I apply it to the police hood in this country, or people who want to be out in front of people leading them. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? If most leaders are chosen because most of the time they're the best for the job, not because they wanted the job. I'm more suspicious of the person who's wanting the job. Why do you want to be in charge of me? Why do you want to be like, come on, man, nigga. Why you want to be the boss of me?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
That says something personal about those people. But what we're not going to do today, guys, we're not going to forget. We are going to leave this accountability shit on Enqi's head. Enqi, you have to be accountable for what you say in this community. And you said that Polight's organization is fraudulent, and you said that Polight is making a living off of selling black people back into bondage. Those are very damning statements and allegations to shoot at someone, and they need to be addressed. And if you are going to run around here and do videos with Polight, be seen with Polight, do all these things with Polight, we want to know where in the a historic timeline of when Polight went from being a fraudulent organization to no longer being a fraudulent organization. And when did Polight go from living off of the people to not living off of the people? I'm going to need to know that. I'm going to have to get ready to get off here, guys, because my goddamn phone is about to die. And this weather is about to really kick in because I feel the wind and I see the trees blowing and all of that shit like that. And you definitely reap what you sow because, Enqi, you are reaping shame from the people because you started out in a complete shameless way. You started out telling the people the truth.
Shame. Shame.
You started out being righteous. You started out telling the people the truth, and then and being completely shameless, and then you turned around and became completely shameful. Let me get a couple likes in here, people, before I go. You came around, became completely shameful when you started associating yourself with fucking Polight after you the one who let everybody know that his organization was fraudulent and that he was making a living off of lying to people and putting us in a worse situation than we're already in. Now, how do you get around that?
Shame.
How do you get around that?
Shame.
How do you get around people coming to my page the other day for the video I did on Enqi a couple days ago talking about the minister? Well, the minister never stole laptops. Well, you need to go to Sinetta and Polight because Polight and Sinetta said that Enqi's a fucking thief and that he was stealing shit out their house. I didn't say that shit.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I didn't say that shit. Polight said that about you, Enqi. Sonetta said that about you, Enqi. They said you steal people's laptops. They say you steal property from people out of their own homes.
Shame.
I think you should take offense to that, Enqi. If I was you, Minister Enki, I would be like, man, fuck them fuck niggas. Talking shit, telling I stealing from them, this, that, and the third. You should say, this is Enqi, I'm gonna be you, Enqi. If I was you, Enqi, I'd be like, Polight said, what? Nigga, you wasn't saying that shit, nigga, when you was asking me to send your fuck ass money that night, nigga.
Shame.
Bring that shit up, Enqi.
Shame. Shame.
Bring that shit up. That's what I want to know. Because Enqi, right now, you got a negative name in this community. You can't do no lectures, nigga. You can't do shit, nigga. You can't say nothing because Enqi's people just gonna pay to come to your lectures just to talk shit to you and be like, where them laptops at? Or some shit like that in the back. It's gonna be a total disaster. If Minister Enki tries to put on a motherfucking lecture, that shit would be a complete disaster. Because everybody would be there talking shit. It'd be just like that shit Sonetta pulled the other night when he brought pussy ass in the black media and all them faggots up there and tried to do that show, and he had so many dislikes that he couldn't even post the goddamn video. Yeah. So that's what today is about, guys. Today is about accountability. Today is about we want Enqi to be accountable. Now, we know that Polight and accountability is like vinegar and water. And baking soda, excuse me. It cannot coexist together. Okay? We already know that there's no way that Polight will be accountable for anything that he said or done because it's just not in him. And he feels that he's smart enough to manipulate his way out of any situation. Okay? So, yes, I would heckle him too. That's why I say, Enqi, don't do no lectures or nothing, because that shit is going to be absolutely horrible, man. Niggas is oil, like, yo, we just don't do it, okay? We don't want to see. You have children, man. For these people, you got kids. So don't fucking embarrass your children like that. Don't embarrass your wife like that. Don't do that to yourself. Enqi, you're in a very special position right now because the position you are in, you could be the one that brings that last devastating blow to Polight and his whole organization. You've already done it. You've already done it. We heard the audio earlier today.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
You have already done it. You've already showed the world who Polight really is. You've told us who Polight really is. All we're saying is stand on that shit, my G. Don't fucking switch up on niggas. Don't do that corny shit. The minister. This is your minister. Stinky Enqi. Gonna talk all that shit, nigga, and then run around with this nigga. What kind of clown ass shit is that, yo? You gotta address that shit, Enqi. I'm sorry, bro. You gonna have to address that shit. And my phone dying, y'all. I'm trying to hang on.
Somebody in a suit knock on your door right now. Who you gonna call? I know, Ali and Polight. You got to call them maybe 45 times before you get a return message back.
God damn.
By then you already somewhere.
That must be what he means by fraudulent. Not returning phone calls.
Somewhere.
Sad. This is sad.
I never wanted to be at odds with the brother.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense tells you that. I provided the funding for most of the early events. I believed in him just like everybody else. And not just in an ideology sort of sense. You know, that street your fam, if you need anything, you know, I got you, son. You know, nah. With my wallet. Like, yo, if you need something, let me know. You know, we can sit down and talk about it as long as I get back my money, and, you know, we can, you know, I'm here to make sure the movement goes forward.
He's letting it out right now, guys. Enqi's bearing his soul.
At a certain point, enough has to be enough.
And I'm going to stop it right there because you guys know just a couple days ago I did a video entitled Polight, When Is Enough Enough? And it appears to me that Minister Enki feels exactly the same way I do. He wants to know when is enough enough. But the only problem between me and Enki is I will refuse to be bought out or cash in, as the popular saying is now.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So guys, until later, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're using your mobile phone, go to the About section on my homepage and go ahead and click to some of the links in there. My donation page, GoFundMe. You can help with the projects. Also, like, comment, share, subscribe. Go to my other pages. Like, comment, share, subscribe on the videos. And remember, we're keeping our foot on Enqi and Polight, but we're especially looking at Enqi right now because Enqi said some pretty damaging things about Polight, and they were very specific. They were very specific, the things that he said about Polight. And I think that it needs to be addressed, nigga. How the fuck did you call this nigga a scam artist and you don't give us the date, time, month, and year when he stopped being a scam artist to being a righteous dude? We need to know all this. So I love y'all much. Oak Tiff, Salima Bell, Tasha Pope, Tom Phillips, everybody, Ra, everybody that comes fuck with me. Y'all know I got more to give y'all later. This is real quick. I'ma holler at you in a little bit. Peace.
Shame.